really go through the scope to look at the antlers first. I was
You
like,
knew he was big enough.
I was like, yeah. I was like, he's big enough.
Yeah, that's how I was with this deer.
So I just put the crosshairs on him, took the shot, saw him kind of rear up, and all of them took off into the woods across the field. And then I waited, and then I text Kyle first, and I was like, hey, I think I just, I hit a buck. And he's like, did you shoot it? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, then you shot a buck. You didn't hit a buck.
I don't know. I don't think I would word it like that.
So I was like, well, I haven't.
I said, he goes, I hit a buck. And I was like, is he dead? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, then you shot a buck. You didn't hit a buck. You shot a buck.
That's semantics.
Well, I saw him take off into the woods, and then I waited a little bit because I remember the last time that I shot that doe with my bow, she was in the field in front of me, and then I had told the property owner and his dad that, hey, I shot a doe. Well, she was still taking her time in the field. Well, they already came over to help, and that spooked her.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't telling anybody until I give it time now.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. I know they just wanted to help. It's just I want to give
exciting.
it some time.
Yeah.
So I text him and let him know. Then I sat in the stand, and I couldn't tell if I was shaking from the nerves or I was just freezing. It was cold.
Normally both.
There was still a little bit of snow on the ground when I was out.
Scoot in a little bit.
Am I out of it?
Slowly creeping out of the camera.
Yeah, there we go. Chris.
So the property owner ended up coming out to help me, and we're looking around by the tree where I shot him, and he keeps 350 Legend. And, he kept asking me, where'd you hit him? Where'd you hit him? I was like, he was by this tree. He's like, where at by this tree? And I'm like, yes. I couldn't remember because I'm trying to envision it from the stand. I'm like, I don't know if he was behind the tree, if he was in front of the tree. I can't remember. And he's like, well, that makes a big difference. And I'm like, just look around the tree. It's right here. So we're looking around. I didn't find any blood. And I remember telling him, I was like, man, if I missed, I'm going to be pissed off. And he's like, oh, don't be pissed. Just you can be disappointed. I'm like, no. I was like, I'm pretty confident with a gun. If I missed, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Because I had a pretty stable shot on him.
Yeah.
So we started looking around, and then I told him, I was like, look, they went in this corner of the woods. I was like, I know that. And he went in this corner of the woods. So we went to that corner, and sure enough, as soon as we took 3 steps into the wood, there's blood. Mm-hmm. But in the actual field, I found one drop of blood.
Good blood in the woods or not really?
In the woods was good. Yeah. In the field, I found one drop.
Just
so he went
to open up.
He probably went a good 30-35 yards without a blood trail. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And then until I got into the woods, then I saw blood. We started tracking it. After a few more yards, I'm like, okay, that's good blood. Okay, that's good blood. And we're getting both sides. And then I start seeing it on limbs and on trees. And I'm like, okay, this is better. This is better. I start breathing a little better.
Feeling a lot better about it.
And then, we probably walked 50, 60 yards. And I just saw a mass. And I'm like, oh, there he is. And I remember walking up to him. And I just thought it was an 8-point. I couldn't see here. I just thought, okay, it's an 8-point. Then I walked up, picked its head up. I'm like, oh, damn, this is a 10-point. And I've never shot a 10-point. So, of course, I went non-vocal. I'm
just frozen.
I'm just shaking. I'm coughing. I'm gagging as I'm nervous. I kept
the old nervous
so
gag.
Hard.
That one gets you.
Happens to me all the time.
Well, that was the funny thing because they give me a hard time about it last year because the one deer that I gutted last year, it was rough, and I remember the landowner was like, "Oh, it ain't from the nerves," and I'm like, "I haven't even cut the thing yet." Yes, it is. It's but yeah, I ended up getting him cleaned up. Kyle's dad came over with the gator, which we couldn't even get it in that part of the woods. And we had, 60-yard drag, got him out.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. It's a good buck.
Yeah, I'm getting...
Dane post a picture of it.
So yeah, I'm getting them...
Here in the video?
Yeah, I'm getting them mounted so I don't have him here yet. Hopefully, like I said, the guy I took him to said we should have him by next summer.
That's normal turnaround for taxidermy.
But yeah, so far that's the biggest deer I've ever shot.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's my biggest West Virginia buck.
That's your only West Virginia buck?
Beating me.
First and hopefully not last. I think that's gonna become a yearly thing.
I think you should.
Yeah.
That's my first crossbow deer ever.
Shame.
You say, what size rack did your pheasant have on it?
Yeah.
Bigger than all these.
Wider.
Yeah.
Wider.
Yeah, way
So-
wider.
Nose to tail.
You were supposed to go deer hunting this year.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Did not happen at all. Yeah, I made a couple trips out of state. I went to Michigan, which was kind of a bust. It was a tough year. I don't know if it was the drought. They have a real bad drought going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still going on right now, but it was just real hard to find the woodcock and the grouse. We did get on sharptail up there, which is kind of rare. They only have a 2-week season for the sharptail grouse up there, which is a prairie bird. They're more.
Do they typically have a lot of birds in Michigan?
Grouse.
Compared to
Oh,
here?
like rough
Grouse?
grouse?
Yeah.
Rough grouse is probably one of the. I'd say it's probably the top 2 states.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say Michigan and probably Wisconsin are probably the top 2 states for rough grouse. Sharp-tailed grouse, it's the most eastern state for sharp-tailed grouse. That's usually more out west. We saw a lot when we went out to North Dakota. We went out there the week before Thanksgiving. We had a pretty good trip out there, though.
Yeah.
It was the first 2 days were real windy. I mean, 35 mile per hour winds with 50 mile per hour gusts. I mean, we were shooting at birds, and you could see the shotgun wad go 90 degrees.
Yeah.
So you know that little pellets are
Oh, yeah.
getting affected too.
Yeah.
So we didn't even. I mean, we saw probably. I don't know. There was one spot we probably flushed over 150 birds in one
hell.
flush. Yeah, 150 birds got up all at one time.
That's
Are
insane.
you serious?
Yeah, it's nuts. It was nuts.
Do you have a GoPro?
No, I wish
What
I
an
would.
idiot.
I wish I would have put it on.
Me too.
It was nuts, though. I mean, the first 2 days were really, really good, but we couldn't hit anything, obviously.
Yeah.
It was
Just
windy.
imagine the birds just stand up and just. just
Was that when it
Let
was
the
windy
wind
with
take 'em.
150?
Oh, yeah.
Gee.
No, we went on a walk. I think the first 2 days. So there's basically 3 main species out there that we hunt for. We were hunting for. We were hunting for pheasant, obviously, and then Hungarian partridge and sharp-tailed grouse, which I shot a sharp-tailed grouse in Michigan. But we saw all those in the first 3 days, which was great for that late in the season. Usually you don't see great numbers of Hungarian partridge and sharp-tailed grouse that late in the season. They kind of are finicky, and they've been hunted because their season starts in September, so they're a little more pressured.
They've been hunting quite a bit already.
But we hunted there, hunted one field, then when it stopped blowing so hard, the wind stopped blowing so hard, and we probably pushed, I don't know, we hunted the same field twice, and we probably pushed 1,000 birds out of the one field.
That's crazy.
It was a mile walk there and a mile walk back, and we would push birds there.
How many
All
did
day
you
long.
get?
I got 5, and my buddy got 4 in 5 days.
Out of 1,000?
What?
Yeah. Well, they
It was
flushed.
windy.
Yeah, it was windy. But yeah, I mean, the pheasant were flushing way far out.
You gotta let me know what
That's
shotgun not to
1%.
buy.
Yeah.
You are the 1%.
The thing I learned is we need to go earlier in the year. It was the first snow, which I thought would be good. I always heard that they hold tighter in the first snow. Well, it didn't hold true that time. It flushed so far out.
Like
And-
how far?
200 yards.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Aren't they
yeah.
normally like 20 to 30?
Well, that's the shooting range. I mean, we would have some that would get up in 20 to 30, but I mean, I missed a lot of shots. I'm not gonna lie. I probably went.
Oh, we know.
We can do the math.
2 boxes of ammo in 5 days.
Wow.
Which is
That's not terrible.
3 shells I'd have tagged out for the year.
it was pretty terrible for me. I mean, around here with pen raised birds, I usually maybe shoot twice at a bird, and most of the time I'd say I get it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I really haven't seen you miss too often when we go.
yeah.
So that's fair.
But there was this one point where Archie went on point, and there was nothing right in front of him. We go in about another 50 yards, and I bet you birds were flying up left and right behind me, in front of me. I couldn't reload I missed all of them. I missed every single one.
I missed them all.
Every single bird. I think I think I might have hit one, but it went on to private, and I tried to kind of send Archie over there because I didn't want to trespass, obviously.
Yeah.
Let the
So I
dog
kind of
break the law.
tried to get Archie over there, but he never got on the trail.
Picking up on it.
And then we were headed back. We were starting to make our way back east, and we were just hunting along the highway there, heading back. And I had 2 birds. I don't think my buddy had any that day. I still had, so it was a 3-bird limit out there.
Was it just you and your one buddy?
They have,
Yeah,
that,
me and my-
they have that many birds and it's only a 3-bird daily limit? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We think,
But I
think
mean,
it'd
you
be
have
more.
3 species to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can hunt. You
So
can,
you could kill 9 technically. You
yeah,
could kill 3 of each species.
Yeah, 3 of
Okay.
each species. So we were hunting our last spot. It didn't really look real great, but it was kind of the last spot before we wanted to start hitting the road real hard and getting back home. So we get the dogs out, and we jumped a mule deer. Well, I don't know why, but there was like a maybe 6-foot fence. Well, the deer, Archie kicked the deer out of the cattails and it tried to jump the fence. Well, its head got hung up in the fence. So we had to cut it out of there.
Really?
And mess with it.
You actually have cell phone
Yeah.
footage of this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we had I was getting to the point because I don't know why I didn't have my good cable cutters with me, but I couldn't cut the cables to get to it. And it was
barbed wire fence.
It wasn't barbed wire. I don't know why it was fenced off like it was. There was fences on both sides. It was kind of weird setup how they had the fences. I don't know if it was for the cattle or why it was fenced off like it was. But it was a real taller than normal fence.
Yeah.
It was like
I feel like
not
normally-
chain link, but it was like squares.
Okay.
So I was fucking around with it for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't cut this deer out. We're going to have to either call a game warden or I don't want to sit there and watch it die.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
But finally I cut the cables and it ran off and it was fine. It was a pretty cool experience there.
Yeah.
Then we were walking
Or
back. It was a doe. It was mule deer though, which was kind of cool to see. I mean, that's the first time I've ever
Yeah.
seen
Seen
a
one.
mule deer. We also saw antelope on that trip, just standing right in the middle of a public field. There was probably 20 or 30 of them
Yeah.
just standing there. Like, damn,
That's cool.
nuts.
Yeah.
And they're literally only on public. It was a private access program they have out there.
So we're going to North Dakota next year.
Sounds like it.
I'm going next year.
I'm down.
Y'all are invited if you want to go.
I was just telling
that's-
you
that's
when
one of
we
the
were bird
states I
hunting
wanted
last
to
week
do.
that I'm probably going to do a lot less bow hunting in
Yeah.
October next year.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll make it either a long weekend trip to Michigan or go up to North Dakota.
So I do have a trip planned next year to go to Michigan to hunt.
Yeah.
Do you?
We can
Yeah.
do some bird hunting too. Maybe.
Are you deer
line
hunting
the
up
days.
there?
Yeah, my buddy, his grandmother has like 40 acres up in the UP.
Oh, heck yeah.
He invited me out next year.
That's
Okay.
thick hunting up there.
Yeah,
The
I
UP
was
is a different world.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go up there for Thanksgiving and spend Thanksgiving with them, but with the time frame and how much driving that was going to be, I just told him, I was like, dude, I can't pull that off.
Yeah.
Because 4 days, it's 5.5 hours to his house in Grand Haven, then another 5 hours up to the UP.
That's a far drive.
And I didn't want to
So you're
take. I didn't want to take
13
my
hours by the time you stop. And
I didn't want to take my truck because like I just got my my truck out of the shop, and I was like, well, I'm definitely not bringing my car because snow was forecasted.
Yeah.
And he even like sent me pictures, and he's like, "That's a good thing you didn't come up here with your car because they got like 3 feet where he was at." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd have been screwed." I was like,
Yeah.
"If there's 1 inch, my car doesn't like to move, let alone 3 feet."
Are you going up for bow or gun?
A gun.
Gun, okay. That's
Well, we can't line up though.
the what?
We can't line up the grouse hunting. There.
No. No, that'll be.
Closed during that time.
Yeah, I don't think he shoots bow.
did you end up seeing birds in that your last
Then,
trip there?
then that last
After that
spot,
mule deer?
we flushed a bird, or my last rooster to finish off my limit for the trip.
Nice.
Basically right where that mule deer
Really?
kicked out of, which I don't know how it.
I thought where you were going. I thought where you were going was that
Yeah.
mule deer got stuck in the fence and birds just went everywhere.
Oh, no, it was only one single rooster we flushed out of.
snip.
Which is kind of odd because
Yeah.
usually I think that's the only spot we only flushed one bird.
Yeah.
Usually where there's one bird, there's multiple birds.
Right.
It wasn't the case with that.
No, that's better for you because you couldn't
Yeah.
hit when there's multiple.
Right? Exactly.
Sorry, I missed. I was trying to be a hero.
I was distracted.
Well, it was a great trip. We're planning a trip next year. We're gonna go earlier, probably I think the last week of October. We're planning on going, but it should be a pretty good trip.
Bigger show.
I'll be in a tree stand.
Yeah. What's that?
I said I'll be in a tree stand. Fuck
I will
those
not.
markers.
Trying to deer hunt next year, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you said the same thing this year.
Yep. I've said the same thing for probably 2 years now.
We're gonna try and line up a Sika hunt in Maryland for next October. We need to get some tentative dates scheduled in. You and I have a lot of time off for that already, but we just have to line it up. So if you guys are interested in a Maryland Sika deer hunt,
I heard they taste good.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get the time off work.
I think it's just
We'll be
sweet.
here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just going out of state is just so
Yeah.
cool. It takes you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I think it's just a whole new experience. I like the struggle, like we've talked about on other podcasts. I kind of like the struggle of it to start off with.
Yep.
So,
I mean, obviously,
It just-
you didn't struggle with it too much, but
I got.
For those 9 minutes, I was so
yeah, those
Yeah.
9 minutes were really hard.
I had a 25 pounds worth of gear packed on my back.
you have no
for
idea
9
how
minutes.
steep that hill was.
Probably was really steep down there in
I
West
just took my jacket
Virginia.
up. It was so cold.
Yeah. Nope, I got lucky on that one. Jordan and Kara, thank you. I appreciate it.
So I can't really speak to that. I've only hunted out of state twice now, and
Yeah.
both of them were
Really?
guided.
Yeah. I did one guided one.
Shot some tree lizards and then
I was gonna
some
say
pigs.
I was there for both of those. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Well, I forgot about the pig, which is what dinner is tonight. Is pig.
Heck yeah.
I wouldn't say you were hunting out of state for that one, though.